Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Chidubem Wiu from the Village Doctors D2. We have a special interview for you guys today, and we're going to get to him in a little bit. But just a little background about the Village Doctors. So over here, we're about connecting people and achieving goals, outreach of community in order for us to allow individuals, minorities to see people in their positions in order for them to feel like their goals can be achieved. So without further ado, we're going to get into our first guest, Dr. Marius Chukwurah. He's from Maryland, by way of Nigeria. He earned his Bachelor's of Science degree in Biological Sciences from the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, in 2014. He then went to obtain his medical degree from Howard University College of Medicine in 2018. He subsequently completed his internal medicine residency training at Duke University Hospital, and he is currently completing his cardiology fellowship at the University of Pennsylvania. Over the course of his educational and professional career, he has served in various leadership capacities, most recently serving as a president of the Minority House Staff Association and as an ethics board committee member at Duke University Hospital. He has received most of his recognition for his prioritization of mentorship, advocacy for marginalized populations, and promotion of diversity in medicine as pillars of his focus. Without further ado, let's get him on the line.
Hey, my God.
What's going on, bro?
My them looking fresh, man. I'm humble.
Hey, man, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure always.
Thank you so much for having us. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely, my pleasure, bro.
Perfect.
You understand? I was
So,
jamming and whatnot.
we're gonna have people dropping in from time to time. But pretty much how the interview is gonna go for all those that are watching. We're gonna have different sections. First of all, we're gonna go into like a pre-med, like intro about your life. And then after that, we're gonna talk about medical school. For those that are currently in medical school. And then after that, we're gonna talk about residency, and then also have some questions from people that called in and sent the questions.
That's a bet. That's a bet. Let's keep it focused, though. I'm trying to focus on the medical realm and the mentorship piece because people be asking wild questions. I've been on live before and people ask some wild stuff. So
I got you.
let's feel them, John. You feel me?
I think I got it. Echo. I don't know. Can you hear echo?
Nah, I don't hear no echo.
You know echo. Let me see if I can rectify the situation, everybody. Just give us 1 second. Is this better?
Yeah, I didn't hear any echo the first time, so.
Okay.
Just straight on your end, we're good.
Yeah, I can still hear an echo for some reason. I don't know why. That's weird. Alright, man, we're just gonna dive in. As long as you can hear me, that's the most important thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so let's get into it. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
So yeah, as you said, my name is Marius Mazi Rassam. Grew up in Maryland, born and raised actually in Maryland. PG County born, raised in Baltimore, so kind of split ties. Went to undergrad at UMBC, as you had stated. Graduated 2014, a Bachelor's of Science, Biological Sciences. Then did medical school at Howard University College of Medicine in DC. Graduated from there in 2018. Had time of my life in medical school. It was a great experience.
Okay.
Then I went on to do my internal medicine training. Actually finished that literally 5 weeks ago.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Finished internal medicine training, and then started my cardiology fellowship 2 weeks ago. So I'm gonna be here in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia for the next 3 years at a minimum.
Wow, that's amazing, my brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Like, we're looking up to people like you. You know.
Yeah.
So why did you choose medicine?
I mean, I always tell people it's kind of it was kind of a thing that I was thrown into. I didn't really have a choice. Coming out the womb, I was going to be a doctor because, Nigerian parents, Nigerian households, if you're not a doctor, lawyer, engineer, I'm sure other cultures can relate, especially first generation kids, but your parents want you to, strive for one of those professions they can brag about to their friends and to their community, but also one that carries a lot of prestige. So I kind of already was told I was going to be a doctor from day one. Going into school, elementary school, middle school, high school, not to sound cocky, but like I was okay at every subject. Like my grades were fine. I didn't have any issue. So when it came down to applying to college, I looked for a school that had a pre-med pathway. I was going to kind of give me the right mentorship and advisory to get to med school. Go to UMBC, I do the pre-med pathway, and it wasn't really until I started shadowing doctors my junior year in college that I was like, okay, I think I kind of like this, but I'm still not sure. I'm still doing it because my parents say that's what I'm going to do, and I don't know any better. Then I get to medical school, and it really wasn't until medical school that I was like, oh, this is for me. I love this, which is crazy because it's late in the game, I think. Some people develop that passion, that love from childhood, or they have these, miraculous stories about somebody in their family having some kind of ailment. That wasn't me. For me, it was really just staying the course, going to medical school, and I found out it was for me. And I'm glad it was for me because if it wasn't, by that point, it's kind of late. All my eggs in that basket. But I feel like, medicine, it combines, my love for the sciences, biology, human anatomy, with the ability to provide service to others, and really just make people feel good, and build that intimate relationship with others. I mean, patient-physician relationship is one of the most intimate relationships that people don't realize that. So people entrusting me with their health and their care is huge to me.
Yeah, man, I think a lot of us can relate. As far as getting that pressure, from childhood, and then somewhere along the lines, falling in love with what you do. So that's definitely a blessing, being able to help people in the process.
Absolutely.
All right. So now we're gonna shift gears, talk about medical school, or how to get into medical school, like a pre-med. So how did you study for your MCAT?
So believe it or not, I didn't know anything about how to get to medical school. Although I was saying I was trying to get to medical school. UMBC, they had this program. I think I call it the program for the smart kids, the ones that were research-centric and really wanted to pursue, clinician scientist type of careers, or really just scientists. It's called the Meyerhoff program. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
No, please talk about
I feel like it should be world-renowned. Dr. Hrabowski at UMBC has started something great. And it's the reason why UMBC produces the most black MD PhDs in the nation, probably in the world.
The Meyerhoff program?
The Meyerhoff program.
Gotcha.
Highly recommend anybody in high school, anybody knows anybody that's interested in the medical field, or really any kind of STEM type of career path to look into it. But I found myself, saying I was going to go to medical school, and I knew some other people that were trying to do it. And I just really became buddy with them, and kind of kept my ear open and listened to the things they did and the things, they were being told to do by their advisors to navigate the path. I didn't really know what the MCAT was. I never heard the word MCAT until my sophomore year in college. And, again, college, going to class, doing the grades thing. Like, school was never hard for me. But I was really, having fun in college, too. And then I had a master plan. I was like, okay, I want to join a fraternity. I'm going to do that, but I'm going to take the MCAT afterwards, and I'm going to set up myself in terms of classes and coursework to do that. So I had enrolled in physics, biochemistry, a lot of those prereq courses beforehand. Knocked them out. Did some summer school, and then it was the summer of 2013. Is when I took an MCAT prep course. It's a little pricey. To answer your question,
did you take?
Kaplan.
Okay.
Yeah. Me, my boy.
Same.
Yeah. It's a good course. It's a good course. Highly acclaimed. I still remember me and my boys, Amda and Lee Band. We used to be in there, just grinding every other day for like 6 or 7 weeks. I can't remember how long it was, but it definitely paid off. And I tell people, it's a little pricey. Because I talk to a lot of my mentees now and tell them, like, these prep courses is considered an investment.
Right.
Sometimes they range anywhere from 1.5K up. Yeah. And I didn't get any subsidization for it, so my parents really helped me out. But it's an investment in your future, and if you go to that course, you have to actually pay attention and focus.
Definitely.
Like if you go there and just waste time, it's a waste of money, and then your score's going to reflect that absence of focus. Yeah. So knocked out the Kaplan course summer of my junior to senior year, and I reviewed maybe for like 3 more weeks. I was an RA on campus too, so I had to like do these RA transitions. At that point, I was a senior RA, so I was training the junior RAs. It was just a lot in terms of time commitment. But I ended up taking the MCAT September of my senior year in college, which is late.
Yeah.
It's very late in the typical
cycle.
Yeah. My advisor had told me that because of that reason, or not even the advisor, the head of the pre-health committee told me because of that reason, I couldn't apply to medical school until the next year. I had to take a gap year. And also she said I wasn't really competitive enough with my grades, which I've been on the admissions committee at Howard for 4 years, so I know what people's grades look like coming through. It didn't really line up with what I saw. So I get my scores back in October of my senior year. I get a little encouragement from my fellow RA staff, and I put in my applications for med school November of my senior year. That's November in the application cycle. So at that point, I missed a bunch of deadlines.
Right.
And believe it or not, I actually wanted to go to Duke for medical school. It's a place I had my eye on since high school, but I missed the deadline to apply.
Why were you you missed the deadline? But why were you focused on Duke versus Howard?
Well, I had heard so many good things about Duke coming up, and I had a Latin teacher in high school that really spoke highly of it, and she gave me these little books. They gave me some insight to medical school, so I just thought really highly of it, and I've always been a Duke basketball fan, so I was like, I want to be around that campus.
True.
Yeah. But I missed the deadline, so that was dead. I applied to Maryland and Howard and like 14 other schools. Howard was the first school I heard back from, and then it was Meharry, and then the rest is history from there. But to answer your question, I didn't mean to go on a tangent, but to answer your question, Kaplan, the prep course, or any prep course, I highly advise to use one.
Okay, guys, you heard it here first. Prep course is the way. Okay. Next question, we kind of touched it a little bit, but what were your favorite topics, in medical school?
So my favorite subject in medical school was by far cardiology, which is why I'm here today doing what I'm doing. And that's in the pre-course work, the preclinical year, first and second year. I can tell you my least favorite was respiratory. That physiology, man, is...
man.
Oh my gosh. like renal physiology is very tough too, but I find it, challenging and kind of rewarding, trying to get that down to understand it. But respiratory, I just literally kicked my butt, man, every single year in medical school.
Yeah, I thought I understood it. Once to get to the exam, I'm like,
bro.
I did it.
It's different.
Right. But so my thing is, even though like cardio was one of like your strong suits, weren't you like a little bit cautious in the sense that would that translate to like a good job that I'm actually comfortable working in?
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, you obviously have your interests that you'll develop while you're in the classroom, but you want to experience the clinical side of things too, because you might like a subject matter, but the culture within a certain field of medicine, something you just can't get with. And no offense, I love my surgeons. I have a lot of friends that are surgeons, but the OR culture was different. Bro. I couldn't do it. I got a bad back. I stood up for a 10-hour colectomy in med school with one of the deans. She's a colorectal surgeon at Howard. Man, there was that day I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, so, especially the ortho. You got the X-ray joints on your back.
I had interest in ortho for 2 seconds. Then general surgery, like I went through the surgical rotation. I was like, I can't do it. But very much respect to the people that do, because they're very important. Definitely. But yeah, back to your question. Honestly, you develop a passion for the subject matter and the basics, the foundations, and then you look at the clinical side of things, and you get a lot of experience from your rotations, like your clerkship. If you do any kind of away rotations, AIs, even preceptorships where you're just shadowing as a beginning year student. Just pay attention to how things go throughout their workday and the lifestyle that these people carry, and also how their patient care, how involved they are, and what aspects they're involved. Then you'll find out if everything kind of is in sync with your desired interest, and you pursue it. You can look for it further. I mean, you never really stop pursuing. Residency is another place to really pursue interests, because you're serving as a primary doctor, and a lot of times you'll rotate through a specialty of interest based off of what you chose to go in your base residency. So you can always explore, start from medical school up.
Right. And I just kind of skipped over this, but I'm going to just piggyback a little bit. For like our pre-meds, what do you believe increases your chances of getting to your first choice of medical school?
So honestly, the way to make yourself competitive, and this is me talking from, I can give you my perspective from my experience applying, and then what I saw as an admissions committee member at Howard. Primarily, it's who you are outside the classroom. Like, everybody comes with the grades. Like, grades, MCAT, those are standard. Those are things that everybody needs to have a certain benchmark of meeting. But what makes you different? Like, I'm FEMS, I have a 3.6, 522, and I do this. What else do you bring to the table? Because, as much as they're interviewing you for, the position, you're interviewing them. You want to make sure that you fit in the population and the standards and really what the institution holds dear to them. So I think, to be specific, to answer the question, leadership positions, organizations, in undergrad and even outside your extracurriculars, make sure you take part in organizations and try to strive to take a leadership role. If you don't take a leadership role, try to have longevity at least. Like, and I'll tell you, this is hard facts. You see people that are in organizations, they might be in 50 different organizations. They're joining like every organization, putting them all on their CV, but they have no significant role. And you tell those people are just putting that down to fill up a spot. And they might be involved for like a year or two. Sorry, man, it's kind of loud. When you are a part of an organization and you take a leadership role, it just shows more investment and more sincerity, more genuine commitment and involvement. And then again, that's one aspect, leadership. The other aspect is longevity. You'd rather see somebody that was involved with, MAPS from freshman year to senior year, rather than somebody that went to one MAPS meeting and they put it on their CV, or they put general number. Like, you wanna just see either leadership or longevity. Those are very important. Your letters of recommendation are important as well. Do not ask somebody for a letter of recommendation if you're not sure they're gonna write you a good one. I've seen people get burned. And it's so foul, man. It's foul. Those poor souls never know. You waive your right to read the letter. If you have somebody that's nice, they might send you the letter before they send it in and let you know. But 9 times out of 10, they're not. And I've seen people get some shady stuff written about them on the letters, and it doesn't look good. So you can be frank and be very explicit and ask the person, ask your letter writer, like, yo, can you write me a good letter? Can I depend on you to write me a good letter? Straight up. If they say no, they can't, then it's fine. There's so many other professors and teachers you had. specifically for medical school, I had a doctor I shadowed write one of my letters. Some professors write some of my letters. I took a non-traditional route because my health committee would not write me a letter at UMBC. They refused because I took the MCAT too late. So I had to accumulate a bunch of different letters. So make sure you look into medical schools you're applying to and see if they require a health committee letter and that's it, or you can take the other route and get individual letters from different professors you've had or members of the community. And that's really the big things, man. Extracurriculars, letters of recommendation. Your personal statement's obviously important. I feel like that can only hurt you. Like you just need to write something that's unique and personal to you. But don't write anything that's like too crazy, or we've seen some wild personal statements too, man.
Oh, really?
Yes. But yeah, I think the best way to be the best applicant you can is distinguish yourself from the crowd. Have the standard stuff, you know, numbers, statistics, but then bring those extracurricular activities to build your story of who you are and what you bring to the table.
You're dropping a lot of gems, you know, like,
Try to help out when I can. Bro, let me see if I can call you right. My thing's acting up. Let me log off and
the subject matter for my medical school courses. Then you also have videos, so video sets. I use Kaplan, I use Pathoma. There's another video set as well, I can't remember. There's an audio set called essentially, the actual methodology I used was while I'm preparing for my medical school exams. I'm also thoroughly reviewing everything that high-yield standardized materials cover too. So I was studying for my boards at the same time. That being like your medical school might have lectures that they want you to get down, and they're gonna write the test based off what they taught in the lecture, right? But their lectures, what they think is the most important in their curriculum might not be what's necessarily the big thing for the standardized test. So I not only studied the lectures, but I went through and made sure I thoroughly studied the standardized material, that being the video series from Kaplan, first aid, I was doing question banks, all of that, question banks specifically UWorld and RX. So I would just comprehend. So that way I was not only prepared for the exam based off of the course material that they gave in medical school, but I had simultaneously studying for STEP. So I was getting more material in, and sometimes some stuff that's covered that they don't cover in lecture helps you answer stuff that's in lecture. So you have to make it count twice and let it play off each other. But that's how I approach basically all of medical school. It's a Friday night in Philly. I live in West Philly, so it's a little different. But yeah, man, like, to transition from the emphasis has to be on showing up every day. I'm sorry. That's so good, man. You might not get a whole stammies, maybe. I'm working on it. I'm plugging out working with those medical students, they do clerkships second year. Second year and then fourth year, so it's a little different. Whenever you step foot onto the wards, be open-minded and just be ready to receive every experience that you have bestowed upon you. Try to, play active role in your patient's care. Really pay attention to how the attendings interact with the patients, how the attendings interact with the residents, and really look at the residents' well-being, look at how they interact with each other. Those little cues will help you understand what lifestyle is associated with the specialty, and then, you further take interest in looking into places by doing away rotations as well. You're doing away rotation somewhere. That really helps you kind of lock down an institutional insight rather than your specialty, because by that point you should know what you're going to do, but just try to keep an open mind when you go into the third year. Whenever you start your clerkships, and then I would say, instead of trying to add things onto your list, like find things that you can take off, find things that you might necessarily not like or might not, be in alignment with what lifestyle you want, and then you can cross those things off the list. And then as you do that, you might start narrowing down your list, and you might end up, with maybe, internal medicine and family medicine, or peds, and Pimino, and then you can, weigh the pros and cons and really talk to mentors, and that's where you can do away rotations to kind of, solidify interest, or you can dual apply. I never advised to apply to more than two specialties, but if you can get it down to one and really be active in decision, that's the best way to go. Balance. Transitioning from medical working in medical school. So let me tell you something, and I tell this to everybody I get the chance to interact with that is going through the process of doing the residency transitioning. Medical school does not prepare you to be a doctor. It does not teach you how to be a doctor. Doctoring itself is a whole different skill, right? Like medical school, you get the base foundation, the knowledge, right? The physiology. You learn a little bit of pharmacological management. Maybe you get some insight into how to triage, but in terms of being a doctor, being that person is primarily responsible for taking care of the patient, being the one to answer, first call, you're talking to all the consultants, you're coordinating patient's care, you're coordinating discharges. Medical school does not pay for that. So, I'll tell you one thing though. Had I not done my away rotation my 4th year, I would have been more blindsided going into residency. So I was fortunate enough, I did an away rotation at Case Western my 4th year, and no offense to that institution, I had no interest in going there. They gave me a little scholarship. I was like, I'm gonna use this money, pocket it, and something our boys called fun. Put that towards my applications. But going into an AI, doing an away rotation or an acting internship, you're functioning as the intern on the team. You're a 4th year medical student, but you're functioning as an intern. Now, they might not give you the full, 8 or 10 patients, whatever the cap is at that program, but you'll be carrying patients to be the person primarily responsible. They'll give you a pager. They'll have you call the consultants. You're putting in the orders to give you different kind of access to the EMR. So doing all of that, I realized, I wasn't doing anything at Howard like that. Like, I was really playing the medical student shadowing role. I wasn't really actively involved in patient's care. So I'm on my AI, really taking all this responsibility. I'm like, this is real. And I'm tired after work. I really have to stay organized and juggle all these tasks, but that really helped me prepare and get my mind right, and then transitioning into residency, it was a little bit easier, only because I had that experience. Had I not had that experience, mind you, I always tell people, go into intern year, stay humble, you're gonna get rocked, because it's a whole new experience. First time probably carrying 8 or 10 patients, your first time working literally from 7 or 6 a.m. to like 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., whatever the program sign out. So it's something that takes an adjustment period. But doing that away rotation really kind of gave me some insight into that, and I already kind of knew what to expect a little bit. That being said, I'm not saying you have to do that to be prepared. And especially certain fields, like in internal medicine, you don't have to necessarily do an AI to match well. Certain fields you definitely should look into. I think EM is actually required. They have like the VSAS or yeah, it's a special process where they have to do away rotations. Medicine, you don't have to. The competitive ones, they advise us, like ortho, anesthesia, whatever. Those road specialties they advise you, but I personally still advise it for whatever you're doing, just because it gives you an experience away from the institution, away from the comfort zone. You get to take a little bit of onus on you in terms of patient care and get that full experience. And it kind of gets your mind right a little bit. That being said, you should still like enjoy your summer. Don't be like reading books and trying to like be, kill yourself. Yeah, kill yourself until you like, you just need to go in open mind, engaged, excited, ready to get it in and realize it's what you work for, and just go in there ready to learn, ready to grow. Thank you so much, another question. There's such individuals that want to go into medical school, but they're worried about loans that they can accrue along the way. What would you say to those individuals? So, I tell loans, yeah, they can be a factor, but they should not be a deterrent necessarily. Just from the idea of debt itself, the cause of the debt. Like, medical school is expensive, it's very expensive education. And the majority of people, the vast majority of people come out of medical school with debt. People have special circumstances where they have, families that can help pay for it, or they get scholarships, or, federal assistance, but most people come out of school with debt. That being said, again, we talked about the Kaplan course earlier in this, and the standardized test prep, foundations, an investment in your future, it's an investment in your education, it's an investment in your career. That you will obviously if you're actually trying to pay it off. But the debt should not stop somebody from pursuing, if medicine, if that's what their dream, if that's what their heart is. And that's something that, I hate to see it because it does deter a lot of people who I think are excellent doctors, excellent healthcare providers, but it is what it is. I just don't think this should stop I'm 2 weeks in, so still fresh meat, but honestly, it's medicine, right? You're taking care of patients, you're full of studies, you're interpreting lab results, you're providing counseling. It's all patient care. A lot of what I'm doing right now in the first couple of weeks being in clinics, seeing my first patients, is literally the same thing I was doing residency. It's just a lot more focused. And it's honestly like a breath of fresh air. It's like, I was in clinic, my first clinic the other day, saw 3 patients. 2 came in with chest pain, 1 came in with palpitations. And the 2 that came with chest pain, it was like, it's literally like format, it's like templated, like how to, approach the patient, and the algorithms is like the same. You obviously, you can't be a robot, you have to tailor your conversations and how you approach the patient conversations to the unique patient story, but you're thinking about the same things in terms of, okay, what am I going to do, work this up? What can I do? What can I do? What things could impact, the course, whatever it may be. So it was very refreshing in that regard. I will say, I think I'm ultimately, I love all of medicine and the whole clinical investigative part of it. I never want to lose everything I've learned in medical school about healthcare systems and other specialties in medicine and disciplines. So my plan is to really see if I can, still work as a general doc, as an internist on the side, while I'm, going through fellowship, moonlighting, doing hospice opportunities, and just keeping that fresh. I don't want to lose that. So like if my, family members or close friends or people call me later down the road and need help with a basic medical I want to be like, all I give the heart. Right now I'm studying for my boards. So they always say, like, when you're preparing for your boards, it's the smartest you'll ever be. Like coming after step 1, I felt like I knew everything. Surgery is a whole different type of mind, a whole different type of depth of medicine. And after step 2, I was like, I'm ready for the world, like I could be a doctor. Going to get training, still got labs. Stayed for step 3. I really felt like I know this stuff. I'm studying for boards now. Basically just say I'm studying for my internal medicine boards, and I feel like it's really making me sharp, and I feel like I'm really fine-tuning, the internist in me. I don't want to that's amazing, man. Because I was thinking, maybe like after cardio, you wanna go deeper, maybe interventional, or like heart failure, something like that. Yeah, I mean, so I've been molded into the heart failure, advanced heart failure, heart transplant pathway. Like a lot of my mentors in residency, a lot of my research has been centered around that. But I've come into fellowship just being open and really trying to see, what cardiology has to offer in terms of the breadth of it, and really take in the different experiences to figure out what's really for me. Knowing myself, I may end up coming out of residency and staying general, be doing like general cardiology, consultative cardiology, just kind of being the jack of all trades. Sports cardiology is also very interesting to me. But it's a thing, bro. There's a lot of different pathways you can take within these fields. But I will say lifestyle's a big thing. You start, climbing the ladder, seeing my family, thinking about, kids down the road, marriage, different type of, life avenues, because medicine can't be the only avenue. Like, diversify myself and spread my wings when I really have the time time is limited and going to this medical journey, and I have the time. I'm really trying to get out there and do different things. So, thinking about that, I don't want to be too limited. So certain things are like kind of off the table already, like interventional. It's you won't call for the rest of your life. Basically, bro, to the point where I say I don't want to be procedural anymore. I don't want to do CATs. I don't want to be in CAT lab. That's not for me. You know, you see Friday 5 p.m. hits. For now, call this weekend. I'm trying to enjoy, drop the phone, drop the cards, and just, talk to my friends, my loved ones, people I can't keep up with during the work week because time is crazy. But, yeah, man. But to your original question, man, obviously, the specialists, heart specialists, deal with the cardiovascular system. That being the heart, the organ, and the peripheral vasculature as well. And I just really manage any problems that come with that. Whether it be arrhythmias, heart failure, valvular issues, peripheral vascular disease, coronary disease, you name it. That's really the breadth of cardiology. Like how many hours in a week do you actually spend working? And like, what are the things that you do? Like, what do you do outside of the hospital? Because imagine you find out balance, you see you getting laid, when it's time to do that. When it's time to make the money, you make the money. That's off the record talk, bro. To keep the answer simple, you make time for what's important to you, right? Right now, something more important to me than this grind and solidifying, my foundation, my career. I always tell people the quotes I dropped is something that somebody gave to me when I was coming up in college. Don't chase anything but your dreams. When you chase your dreams, everything else comes with it. Everything else is going to gravitate towards your dreams if it's in alignment with what you're trying to achieve. Now, for me, that's worked. Like, I don't waste time. I don't do small talk. People think I don't sleep. I do sleep, but it's literally in between, the grind. It's funny because, you talk about, work, you have your work hours, your residency, it varies. go to a big academic program like a Duke, a Hopkins, an MGH, you're gonna be working like crazy weeks. I think I worked my max one week in residency. My intern year, I worked like 92 hours. It was crazy. Just terrible scheduling, but also I wasn't as efficient. Efficiency on yourself can dictate that. But on average, I would say anywhere from 65 to 80 hours a week. 80 is supposed to be the cap on average for weeks per the accrediting organization in medicine. But a lot of people break those duty hours because medicine is tough, depending on where you train. It's demanding. It's very demanding. But in residency, I was able to do that, and in between, I was moonlighting. Let me check to make sure ain't no feds on here so I can drop some real. So in residency, I was moonlighting, bro. I was moonlighting, I don't know, anywhere from 40 to 60 hours a month. And for me, that was because I had financial goals, and I started writing, and I was really trying to save. I looked at some of my, older bros and the group I'm in, this group of doctors telling me about how they used to do in residency, and I got inspired and motivated, so I was basically doubling my paychecks in residency every month, or for the majority of months, because I moonlighted like crazy. Now, mind you, people think I didn't sleep, but when you moonlight after hours, you can sleep. Like, once your patients are tucked in, everything's okay. Overnight, like, you can find a cold room and sleep. It's not the end of the world if you go lay your head down. Obviously, you have to be responsive if something goes down, but I would basically like work, 7 to, I don't know, 5 or 6 p, then go moonlight from 7 p to 1 a, or sometimes 7 p to 7 a, and then go back to work. It was crazy, but I would do that cycle and make it through. Again, I was accustomed to doing 28 hours, like working 28 hours straight anyway. And certain rotations, certain services, so it wasn't different aside from the fact that I was changing clinical locations. And it literally paid off. My paychecks were nice. Just because of the people that can't tell us exactly what moonlighting is. Yeah, so moonlighting is when institution to basically work after hours, work outside your residency hours, but the paid shifts. So certain places in the hospital, they might need extra hands on deck. They may have APPs to fill those roles, like PAs or NPs, but sometimes they'll ask residents to help kind of staff certain locations. Primarily at Duke, the areas where we're able to moonlight, at least during my time there, were the oncology floors. Did some shifts there, and then the ED observation unit. So shifts would be anywhere from 6 hours to 12 hours long, and they would pay me. I mean, this is me just being, candid, transparent. Hopefully it resonates with somebody. They paid anywhere from $75 an hour to $104 an hour. So, a 12-hour shift, I mean, I did a couple of those on the oncology floor 1 month. And I'm telling you, I used to double my paychecks. So, yeah, they got some. I actually got an email today from, if this is to encourage you or anybody, I got an email today from Penn. They're looking for people to moonlight because somebody just can't do it anymore. She has to go to a wedding or something, and it's a shift to round on patients, and you're done for the day. And $125 an hour. You know what I'm saying? It's really, you almost get the chance to get a little taste of some attending like money. It's not really full attending salary. Attending salary is actually higher than that. But you get way more. As a resident, you're getting paid like, I don't know, 30, anywhere from $25 to $35 an hour on average. So it's not, that's the way it breaks down. So it's a whole different ballgame when you get those moonlight hours in your day. Yeah. So keep that in mind. Yeah, that sounds right, Dr. Lazy. Hey, Marcus is dead. There's a number of people that see success, but not necessarily like the challenges and the problems, the tribulations that went towards that journey. So can you tell us some of the problems or the challenges that you experienced in your career? How you overcame them? actually incite our own problems in our career. And for me, it was almost like mental imposter syndrome, right? It's very real. As a black man in medicine, there's oftentimes I was in the learning environment, and I was the only person that looked like me. I couldn't relate to my peers. Look to the left and the right, people just didn't have the same upbringing. It was a lot of times a daunting experience, because if you give into that, feed into that, it can cause a lot of self-doubt, a lot of psychological issues, and make you feel like you're not good enough, make you feel like you don't belong, make you feel like you're doing the wrong thing. I think that's where a lot of my struggle came from, at different places in the career too. I mean, Howard, believe it or not, Howard, actually, you should believe that Howard didn't have that issue. Because look to the left, look to the right, everybody, majority of people look like me. The real world medicine is not like that.